go from like I'm in California, okay? I'm in the Bay. I'm right where I'm like 2 miles, maybe 3, away from where you were conceived, okay? Like, I'm still here trying to find you, okay? But like, what's I talking about? We're in the Bay. We have University of California colleges, okay? Universities, okay? So the UC system, okay? And then there's the state system, okay? So states are usually a a lower grade than the other one. But since I'd already gone to UCs, and they just like, I had to step down, and so the financial aid doesn't, usually it follows you up a chain, but if you go down, it's not used to doing that. And so, like, I got lost in the bureaucratic paperwork pile, and so my financial aid didn't go through. Buddy was paying for the rent on the place that we had going, and he was running dry. It was just like, I had to get a job quick. Still had a bunch of friends. I had a buddy that I taught how to use computers, and he was working up at EA at Electronic Arts, and so he hooked me up with an interview. I said to get there, so in order to get there, I got to get a bike or a car, and the only thing I could get was a bike. So the only thing I really had money for that was working at the time. And so I spent $1,000 on an old motorcycle, you know, fuck, dude, 1980s Kawasaki piece of shit, you know. It was a great bike. It looked pretty, but it was garaged. And so when you sit a motorcycle in a garage, it's got rubber gaskets and seals. Again, I know I'm changing subjects here, but like, the conversation's just gonna flow. So wherever think if you're looking at Wikipedia, again, perfect example right now. I'm taking a break and going to another subject. You're reading in a Wikipedia, you know, like on the internet, inner zones, right, where they got the kind of like an encyclopedia they call the Wikipedia. Okay, but as you're reading through it, you know, there will be another word or in a description, like when it's talking about what this is all about, it'll have an HTML link, like a hyperlink. You know, click here, and then you'll go to another subject. It's kind of how my brain works. And so there's a huge library encyclopedia, okay, but it takes a long time to get through one article, but there's 1,000 different sub-references within there, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like, now I have to apply that sort of like composite function of G of F of G type of composite type of conversation, like right now, and express that in a way that is linear in a human, three-dimensional human vocabulary type of, I guess this is a monologue, not a dialogue, but anyway. Sorry, it's hot, I'm tired, and I've got an idea, and I don't know if this is going to work, okay? But like a message in a bottle, I'm not trying to get off the island, I'm trying to get you off the island, okay? You don't know who you are, and you don't know the truth of who you are. All you're going to know is what you've been told. That's called propaganda. Pro, forward, motion, okay, ganda, to look at, okay, propaganda, okay, the beginning, pata, okay, patras, okay, propaganda, okay, it's like, okay, this is like things that were forcibly put in front of you for you to see, okay, propaganda. You know, like conspiracy theory, explain that one. It's kind of like the benefits of learning Latin and Greek. You don't get like fooled when something's, you know, people like lately, because we're white, okay, you're a racist Nazi. Fuck, if I'm a racist Nazi, I don't give a fuck what color you are. Okay, as long as you're not a communist, we're cool. You know what I mean? I believe in God and country. Don't come here with that commie Marxist shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna get a fucking... I'm not gonna agree with you very much. We'll have a conversation, you know. You present your side, I'll present my side. But, like, I've grew up with all that communist crap. Okay? Like, again, let's step back with that one. Talk about communist crap. My mother, the one that stripped my mother away from me, okay? And again, when I talk about kind of like a setup, a snare, and why the people in your family on your side kind of all got together, and how this kind of conspiracy worked out, and why I look like this, and you're there, and you don't know me, and I don't know you, okay? The reason all of this happened, sorry, in the 60s, in the 60s that your mother loves so much, the hippie movement, okay, was not as glorious as people want to see. That was a Marxist movement. A guy named Saul D. Alinsky, Saul, S-A-U-L, D as in David, middle name. Okay, Saul D. Alinsky, A-L-I-N-S-K-I. Sometimes they might swap a Y. Saul D. Alinsky, okay, he wrote a book called Rules for Radicals. R-U-L-E-S, F-O-R, R-A-D-I-C-A-L-S. Okay, like, Rules for Radicals. That's the rules for radicals. But the kids now, what they call the Zoomers or whatever else like that, they think that they're the only ones that have read these books. We've all read these books. For God's sakes, it was curriculum, like mandatory curriculum in classrooms. We had to study communists because we were at war with communism. And so you have to know your enemy. If you need to identify your enemy, you need to know your enemy. Hostem noshkituum. Hostem, we're going to learn some Latin here. Hostem, the host. Okay, so when it comes to Latin, I'm going to try and get my sides here. So what is this? I'm trying to get perspective. Okay, my right, your left. Wait. My right, your left, okay? Okay, singular, plural, okay? Okay, singular, plural, okay, grammar. Basics of grammar, we're going to start at 0. We're going to start at lesson 1, okay? 2 tenses, a singular tense and a plural tense, okay? So one person tense or multiple persons tense, okay? Singular has 3 ways. It goes he, she, or it, okay? Like he, she, it, okay? You all or they all. So okay, let's go back here and step back here. I'm on the wrong side because I'm looking at a screen and it's throwing me off here. So we're on this side here, okay? So I, you, he, she, or it. So 3 steps here. Okay. So column. I'm doing it again. Okay. Column B, column A. Oh man, this is confusing. I'm on a computer screen trying to do this backwards, and so it's like riding a bicycle with your hands backwards. You're going to get in a wreck. Okay. So column A. Okay. Singular. I. Okay. Imagine 3 sections here. We're going to like a matrix, like an Excel sheet. Okay. I, you, he, she, or it. Okay. I, you, he, she, or it. And then plural, we all, you all, they all, okay? I, you, he, she, or it. We all, you all, they all, all right? So from that side, what do we have? We have O or M, S, T, or mus, okay? O or M, S, T, and unt, okay? Okay. O or M, S, T, I'm sorry, dude. This is just really, it's really distracting looking at 2 different ways here. O or M, S, T, here we go. Mus, tis, unt. Okay, fuck, that was difficult. Try it one more time here. Okay, in English, it's a Viking language, okay? This is the train. That is the bus. It's a predictive word order. Okay, in the Latin languages, it has a root word. Okay, let me try and get this side here. So, example, like you and I, your great-great-grandfather, okay, like the woman that you killed, your great-grandmother, that, when I say killed, step back for a sec, 'cause I don't want you to freak out. Okay, you didn't commit a crime. I don't mean like that. You didn't go around doing some Harry Carey stuff. Your mother was taking off. The guy that she's living with right now is the guy that she found. Because basically she, like if you gamble, I don't play cards, you know what I mean? I don't gamble. I'm grateful for what I have, and so I don't want to risk it. Okay? But there's a phrase called double or nothing, where basically like you're playing cards, and then you bet and you wager, and the other side says, well shit, I got a good hand, I'm looking at this, and I'll wager this much. And the other person's saying, shit. Okay, I got a really shitty hand, but I already put something on there. But if I keep a good face on it, I can sit there and I can double up the bet. And then he'll think I've got a good hand in my hand. Okay, and so it's like then when they double up, double or nothing. You know what I mean? Okay, and so for me to continue playing that game means I have to now match with that double that she just put on there. So if I want to continue playing, either I have to put up or lose it all at that moment. So either keep what so basically it's like saying, okay, I got nothing, but I'm going to put everything I've got into it, and then when I do that, it's called a bluff, you know what I mean? And so they bluff, and then they go, oh, whoa, okay, and then like if the other person says, oh shit, I don't know. And then they say, I'm back here going like, shit, they double or nothing. Makes you question, is my hand good enough? Do I got the right cards? Do I got a four of a kind? What do I got here? You know, do I have a royal straight flush? Or a full house? What do we got here? A couple pairs? You know what I mean? What do we got? What do we got? Four of a kind? You know, give me four threes. I'll take your. Give me four twos. I'll take your full house. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Look, I don't gamble, but like, you know, you learn how shit works. But in that, I'm making again like a kind of an analogy here. Double or nothing. That double or nothing is how should I say it? Like how she went on this call it breakup, and I'll get to the reasons why we broke up in a minute. We haven't even gotten there yet. That's part of the CTS. It's real difficult to try and express that one. If this is going to go on the internet, that's why I'm kind of touching on a couple other things first. But that's what happened. She basically like never graduated high school, never worked a job in her life. She worked for 1 month over a Christmas season holiday, you know, as a temporary toy store clerk, you know, like a big toy store, and they got someone that's entry level, and their first job, and they walk around the store for 8 hours, and they put toys back on the shelf and shit like that. That was your mother's only real effort in life. You know what I mean? To find out that she was doing the speed or the tweaks or whatever, that's a side vote for another subject. When she did agree to coordinate, when I was able to make contact with her again, years after, it was like she I was able to make contact. I had a telephone, and it's like, look, let's meet someplace, okay? And we'll have a point of contact. We can exchange the information. I'm not fighting all the bullshit. There was never any physical violence, okay? There was a lot of fucking arguing. And it's because the main issue is, woman, I know shit that I'm not allowed to tell you, okay? That are going on here right now. I'm going to go back to that subject. Man, I got 30 different subjects at once. Let me get to the straight point again here at why your mother and I actually broke up. I'm going to come here to one of the main big arguments. We're going to visualize a living room when your mother and I were living together, okay? Like, living room, television, kitchen right behind it, generic, basic apartment floor plan. Apartment in the back with a little bathroom and a little sliding closet and something in between, right? Again, she was a hippie type, so she used to hang like the dangly little door beads that you go through. She liked chakras and hippie shit, and she thought she was going to be a psychic or something like that, the Berkeley Psychic Institute, and I mean, I played along with it, but I'm just like, you're going to read minds? Read my mind. What am I thinking right now? Yeah, I don't know. But okay, we'll go. They had a little Berkeley Psychic Institute was a agency that would teach people how to be psychics. And so we went. They had an open house fair, kind of like, you know, hey, we're showing off our skills, and they put them to work kind of thing, and let them test themselves. And you sit there, and they hold your hand, and they do the, ooh, and I'm reading your mind. And it's like, okay, read my mind, huh? How many fingers am I holding up? Anyway, but, so, I mean, look, I play along with her, alright, but, like, your mother, as much as she's a wonderful person, she's not the most intelligent person. She's awesome to hang out with, go to the beach with, and you know, smoke my career fortune, and that's another issue. Yeah, I was making a sizable income or borrowing money from my great-grandmother at the end of the month. You know, that was one of those arguments. But, like, the floor plan in there. Next to the television thing, which is another issue, I was like, oh, could you just turn that fucking television off and read a book? You know, there's a point where it's like, I don't watch television because it's brainwashing. It's all propaganda, okay? It's false idolatry, you know? That's why all the furniture faces it, you know what I mean? All the chairs face the television. It's your idol. Okay, everything it says is false. It's false idolatry. Okay, my chair faces my computers. Well, computers, that false idolatry? Let's think about it for a second. If you were to write a program or an operating system, and your